In this lesson, you're going to learn how to leave yourself helpful notes. They're called comments. Programmers sometimes read code that they wrote a while ago and wonder, what does this do? When you haven't looked at a code in a while, it can be difficult to remember why you wrote it the way that you did. To help avoid this problem, you can leave comments in your code. Comments are lines of text that don't affect the way that the program runs. They document what the code does and why you, the programmer, made certain decisions. Let's open up a previous file, Hello World, and let's edit the code. I'll add in the first line of the code. Salutation equals to Hello World. Print salutation. To start a comment, you use the hash symbol, sometimes called the number sign. That's what I like to refer to it as. It's also sometimes called the pound sign in the US. The UK might disagree with that. A technical name is an octothorpe. You might have heard of that. Start with that hash symbol, and then anything you write after that is going to be ignored when the program is run. So if I save and then run this code, you can see that it just ran as it did normally. It didn't change anything about how this particular code runs. There's two ways that you can comment on your code. The first one starts with a hash symbol on a new line, and it's called a block comment. The other style is called an inline comment. It continues on the same line with a hash symbol just after the code. You can still use that pound sign, the hash symbol, inside of a string. For instance, Python won't mistake the following for a string. Let me go back to the interactive window. If I were to, say, print a string saying number 1, it wouldn't have a problem with that. It's still going to be printed because it's part of a string. In general, it's a good idea to keep your comments as short as possible, but sometimes you need to write more than reasonably fits on a single line. In that case, you can continue your comment on a new line and also begin it with a hash symbol. You can also comment out lines of your code. To do this, you place that hash number sign in the beginning of a line of a code. It's a non-destructive way to test the behavior of your program without it running specific lines of the code. And there are a few recommendations for how you should format your comments. Again, these are according to PEP 8. Comments should always be written in complete sentences. They should have a single space between the hash symbol and the first word of the comment. Inline comments should start with 2 spaces after your code. PEP 8 also recommends that your comments are used sparingly. Comments that actually describe what is already obvious are unnecessary and can be a big pet peeve of many programmers. Comments are best used to clarify code that may be difficult to understand or to explain why something is coded in certain ways. Thanks for watching.